Thank you for being here.
Thank you. My name is Bryant Dunaway. I'm the District Attorney General for the 13th Judicial District, and I'm here today on behalf of my office and stand in opposition to the early release of Mr. Orlando. I can confirm after reviewing my file that Mr. Orlando was convicted by a jury. He did have a co-defendant, Melvin Turnbull. Melvin Turnbull was not convicted by a jury. He pled guilty prior to trial and accepted a 25-year sentence. And he also agreed to testify against Mr. Orlando at trial. It's telling, Mr. Orlando was convicted by a jury and sentenced by Judge Burns at the time, and because of Mr. Orlando's history, the enhancement factors were considered in his sentence, and those included his criminal history. He was a felon already. We know that. You've seen that from your record. The exceptional cruelty that was involved in this case. As Mr. Orlando has stated, he took the firearm from his co-defendant, and after discharging multiple rounds of a 12-gauge shotgun into the face, chest, and leg area of Mr. Murphy, that took his life. I'll also say that the record reflects that they left the body in this remote area, as Mr. Orlando describes, and left it for several days. The autopsy report reflects that the body was in a state of decomposition when the autopsy was performed. So not only did they kill Mr. Murphy, they left him, just left him in this wooded area to be found several days later. Other things to consider is that during this felony, this murder that they committed, they used a firearm, and most telling, Mr. Orlando committed this heinous act while he was on probation on a felony charge for sale and delivery of methamphetamine. His history is extensive. If you note his comments earlier when he explained his harassment charge on the phone, you'll note that he said that he threatened this lady on the phone. So I would submit that his history is one of violence as well as extensive drug activity. The record reflects that the motivation for this crime, and Mr. Orlando admits and Mr. Turnbull testified to, was they were going to take care of this guy that they suspected of stealing their methamphetamine. The motivation was the theft of their drugs. And they planned it ahead of time. They bought shotgun shells. They went and retrieved a shotgun. All of this was well thought out and well planned, and was intentional. They took him to a remote area and shot him and left him for dead, literally. And so I think those are all very telling. It's also telling, I'm glad that Mr. Orlando admits his full involvement today. I think he probably testified truthfully today. He was the shooter. But it's interesting, as I reviewed the file, he gave no less than 4 statements to TBI investigators that did not admit his guilt. And in fact, those statements progressed to a state where he blamed Mr. Turnbull for the actions in their entirety. Of course, that led to a trial and led to Mr. Orlando's conviction. So today I'm glad that Mr. Orlando is admitting his involvement and the extent of that. My office stands in opposition because this is a very serious offense. It's a very violent offense, and we have a large interest in keeping violent offenders such as Mr. Orlando off the street and in prison. Only 14 years of a 35-year sentence have been served. He was sentenced as a range 2 multiple offender at the time of his conviction. So we're not dealing with a first offender here. We're dealing with a history of problems on Mr. Orlando's part. The considerations I'd ask the board to consider are the seriousness of this offense and the public safety considerations. I'm personally concerned about public safety, considering his violent past, and also certainly a deterrent effect. I think a 13-year sentence on a 35-year sentence is not sufficient to deter like conduct. So that's our position, and I respectfully thank you for the time you've given me.
Thank you, General Dunaway. Appreciate it.